I set up PRORAWGYM, December 2018, and it's always cause and effect. Why I did it, if we trace it back, goes to Andrew. And I'll give you a quick story. I don't have much time because some of the stories about me, and if it was up to me, I would speak forever. So I used to play football, and that's Aussie rules, and I'm short. So I always wanted to be the strongest. So if I'm playing in the midfield and I was able to tackle someone, I'd hurt him. I had pace and I wanted strength. So I had a coach, a strength and conditioning coach, Dirk Lamb, who was brilliant. And I did a lot of squatting, benching, deadlifting. So at the end of my career, I looked at my weights and I thought, I'm pretty strong for a guy that was weighing back then 76, 77 kilos. So I asked around and I decided to take up this pretty niche sport back then called powerlifting. So December 2011, I went into a comp. I was fortunate enough and strong enough to win it. And then 2012 was my glory year. I had won. Victorian States, I won. And I'm not bragging, but a little bit I am, because I had one good year. And so 2012, so I think I was, 10 years ago, so I was 34, so I'm 44. I won Victorian title, then I won the Australian title, and this is with all poor technique. I'll go back to the videos now and I think, how did I even deadlift that or bench, like a bro bench? And then lucky enough to represent Australia in Slovakia, and I won the gold. So I thought, I'm so good. 1 year and I've just cleaned up, never rehab, never prehab wasn't a word. And I thought, I used to laugh. Before I squat, I used to stretch my hammies, all the stuff that Andrew now bans from the gym. Warming up my chest was just grabbing weights and I don't know what I was doing. It's like I was trying to fly. Sadly, in 2013, sounds like a eulogy, I went to bench and I snapped my humerus in half. A freak accident. 6 months later, I broke it again. And then in 2014, I went to squat. Always came back quickly because I thought, I'm 35, I'm 36, I'm running out of time. I realize now, having conversations with Steve, who's potentially going to squat an all-time world record for his age in about 2-3 weeks, hoping to get near 300 kilos. Time is irrelevant if you do things properly. So I went to squat, the guy didn't know how to spot me, my arm went back, and I broke my humerus and my elbow, and I missed another 2 years. So I came back and I've now lost 3-4 years. Everyone that I was so much better than overtook me. And I thought, what do I do? So again, I rushed so much so that I blew my back so bad. I don't even know the joints, all the L's, all the S, everything was messed up. We booked in for a spinal fusion, and I think it was in about 3 weeks, got a second opinion. Yep, we need surgery, all these wires, everything in surgeon term was messed up. When you're obsessed with something, I want to be the best, you have to do whatever it takes to be the best. And that was me. Powerlifting was my everything. Pro Raw, the comp was starting at the Arnold's, and I wanted it to be, and it is, the best comp in the world. And when it's taken away from you, you hit really bad depression. So my business partner, Marcus, said to me, in powerlifting, said to me, hey, have you met Andrew Locke? Have you heard of him? I said, no, I haven't. I know, I think I know everyone, but no, I haven't heard him. Gave me the address, I rang Andrew. There was a massive waiting time to see him, but there was a cancellation. I think he goes, do you want to see me on a Saturday or Sunday? I said, all right. Gave me his address. I drove, got lost, found him. Rocked up to his studio at the back, admired his house, opened the door, and I looked at him and I said, do you know where Andrew Locke is? I'm expecting, like every other doctor or surgeon or physio, skinny or fat dweeb, not that. And I think he had a leather vest on. He was bigger. It was like about 150 kilos. He was a monster then. And he was benching or something. And I'm like, wow. So I said to him, hey, my back was really bad. We had foot drop, which meant I'd been limping with a cane for 6 months, which isn't a good look. I also had internal bleeding. So my back was really bad. And when you get sciatica nerve, it's stressful, there's pain, you just want to grab a knife and just stab. I don't know if anyone's had sciatica, it is really depressing. And then he said to me, all right, let's look. I said, do you want to see my scan? He goes, no, just lay down. I said, all right. So it took me about 3 minutes, I got down. We did that Mackenzie stretch, hold it for 3 minutes, down. He goes, all right, get up. It's really good. I said, okay. He said, really good. So I sat down. He said, we did a few more exercises. He didn't really touch me, which was good. Look at the size of him, I'm little. And then a few other things. He said, okay, we've got a plan. I said, oh, well, it's like surgery? He goes, no. And then, I don't know if any of you have seen Andrew Locke, starts drawing stick figures, writes down a few things. He said, do these, come and see me next week. A couple of kettlebell things. Long story short, within 3-4 weeks, we're moving better. Long story short, we changed my technique. We work on knees and ankles. Nothing complicated, kept it really simple. Within 6 months, I squatted 272 and I deadlifted 272. And my love for powerlifting started again. Spiraled into, I wanted to open a gym that, attracts everyone, from novices to incredible powerlifters, to weightlifters, to my mum. Everyone that comes in here, it's a real good community. And the first thing I did before I opened, I asked Andrew if I could be honored enough, if he could work from there, and he said yes. For me, if you have an opportunity to work out of a gym-like environment, and you're a physio or a coach or you're in the allied health, I think it's incredible. Why? Because we're teaching our patients, friends, clients movements, and it's good to do it in an environment where you want them to be safe and also learn what to do. So for me, it really worked. Then 2 years ago, I met Danny at a function, and we just started talking, and I asked her what her goals were, and she said the ability to educate as many people. She's got a fairly decent following. The ability to teach as many people about the correct ways to prehab and rehab and so forth. So I introduced them together, and the rest is now hopefully going to create a legacy. I look at the people that we have here, from novice powerlifters who are very strong to incredibly successful bodybuilders, Scott and Christian, and I see other people. You guys have a chance to really change the industry in how you teach people. My dad's, who's coming later to train, sees a physio out in Mill Park, and I asked him some of the exercises, and I cringe, because there's an old school way of doing things and there's the new proper way of doing it.